back to Professor Layton and the Unwound Future, Part 36. Our story so far. Layton and the others have been cornered by Bostro and his goons deep inside the research facility. With nowhere to run, things are getting and looking bleak for our heroes. Suddenly, a mysterious woman appears out of nowhere and leads the group to safety. And here we are, back at the research facility. But first of all, we need to escape before Bostro catches us. We need to leave the facility immediately. Okay, sounds good. Okay. We must head back that way, we'd be caught for sure. Okay, where's the arrow then? Ah, there we go, up.
Phew, I can't believe the three of us made it out of there in one piece.
Well, don't let your guard down, Luke. We're not out of the woods yet.
I can't stop thinking about the last thing Celeste said to us.
The answer to everything lies in the Old Father's embrace. It is there we will meet next.
Celeste was clearly trying to give us a hint as to our next rendezvous point.
Oh, of course! She used a code to hide our meeting place from the family! But what could that code possibly mean?
Think of it as a puzzle, Luke. Though I suspect the answer to this puzzle will be much more than our next meeting place. I'd wager that it's also the family's secret headquarters, and where Dimitri's been hiding.
If that's the case, it's even more important that we find out where this place is.
Luke, do you remember seeing a flyer for a restaurant named the Thames Arms on the way here? That's where Celeste will be waiting for us.
And why is that, Professor Layton?
At the Thames Arms? But how did you work that out?
Well, Luke, have you ever heard of Old Father Thames? Rivers are often personified in folklore and literature, and the River Thames is no exception. When Celeste said that the answer lies in the Old Father's embrace, the father she was talking about was Old Father Thames.
Oh, I get it. And an embrace happens in someone's arms. In this case, the arms of the Thames.
Okay, sounds good, so guess we'll walk down and proceed.
I've been thinking, Professor.
About what, Luke?
About how you, Dimitri, and Don Palo all have a personal tie to poor Claire. And all of you seem to question the circumstances surrounding her death, Celeste as well. Why do I get the feeling that many of the mysteries here lead back to that explosion?
The explosion that killed Claire didn't just level the lab she worked in. By the time I caught word of the accident and ran to the site, the whole place was in flames. An apartment building next to the lab had also been destroyed in the blast. The entire area was devastated. Looking upon that scene, I knew that Claire was lost to me forever. And I wasn't the only one who lost someone or something that day. Many others were wounded or had lost loved ones. To this day, I still remember a child I met wandering in the streets, wailing for his lost parents. For some time after the accident, I was in a state of shocked grief, but when I came to my senses, I noticed something curious. Despite the scale of the damage, there was no follow-up coverage in the media. No one in the world had word on the incident and was not printed or broadcasted in the initial report. I knew the only way to get answers about what happened today was to run my own investigation. I immediately set to work researching Claire's lab and the scientists she had worked with. During my investigation, I learned that powerful political forces had suppressed reports on the blast. It was right after the discovery that I was viciously assaulted. My injuries were so severe I was unconscious for a month. I was lucky to be alive. I returned home to find my flat torn apart. The majority of information I'd gather on the case had been stolen. That explosion was no ordinary accident. Someone with incredible political clout was involved, and the person abused his or her power to keep any facts from the event ever coming to light. I tried to dig back to the case several times, but it was no use. Each time I tried to make headway, I was met with resistance and threats of violence. Claire is lost to me forever, I know that, but I must know the truth, what happened that day. It's a feeling I'm sure Don Palo and Celeste share as well.
So you think Dimitri knows the truth?
Dimitri and perhaps one other person.
Who else do you mean, Professor?
Everything will be made clear at the Thames Arms. Let's go. Okay. Hold on, we can't just roll through the front door. Well, we don't want to go through the facility anymore, do we?
I am lost. Eek! Flora, are you okay?
Comrades, it's not my intention to scare the young Fraulein.
Pavel, what are you doing down here?
I was exploring the area and somehow got lost. Très lost.
Doing some tunnel exploration like you were talking before, I take it? Early in my quest to find tunnels, I mistakenly wandered onto subway tracks, and that Vijay put me into a great peril.
But no danger is part and parcel of exploring il mondo, no?
I suppose you could say that.
Naturally, most of my adventure or travel woes couldn't have been avoided if my compass hadn't been gone kaput. Though I think this map might be able to show me which way. A little help, Kusai?
Which way is up? Worth 50 picarats. Below is a chart with cardinal directions written in each square. For your information, cardinal directions is north, east, south, west. On the top of the chart, however, it's not necessarily north. When looking at the chart from the proper orientation, you can start at a certain square and move in the direction written in each square. Pass over all the squares in the chart. Which side, A, B, C, or D, is north? So let's use our memo pad and see. So north, you go east, 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 and basically, I do not think that is the answer. So how about A? East, east, no, of course not. And then south, south, west, west, north, east, 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 nope. East is that way, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, how about C? So west, west, no, west, west, no. If you start from east, south, east, east, east. No, that doesn't make sense. Oh, right, if you're looking up here, this would be north, meaning that's this. So east, north, west, 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 west. There we go. So C is the answer.
That should do the trick. Few things satisfy like a puzzle solved.
Correct. Side C is north. If you set C as north and start in the center square, you can follow the directions and pass over all of the squares.
Oh, gracias.
Do be careful out there. Okay, so let's head down, I suppose.
Now that we're topside again, I think it's finally safe to say we've given the family the slip.
Things got rather chaotic back there, Flora. Are you feeling it all right? Not too shaken?
Just fine, Professor, but I'm very glad that I have you both with me.
Professor, the Thames Arms is a little way up the road here.
Let's go meet up with Celeste.
Save your progress? Of course. And we have been playing for 9 hours and 41 minutes. Chapter 12. The Truth Revealed. So here we are. and let's rendezvous at the Thames Arms. But first, I see Barton and Chelmy, who have a puzzle for us.
Oh, Layton, any breakthroughs in your investigation?
Possibly. I'm very glad to see you. I need you to come with me to the Thames Arms.
The Thames Arms? An investigation of the premises revealed scrumptious smells, sir. Barton, keep quiet for just a minute, will you?
What exactly is so amazing at the Thames Arms that I need to head there at the instant? I make no promises, but there's likely that what happens there will lead you to the Prime Minister.
Really now? Well, my interest is piqued, but there's this matter of this blasted puzzle.
What puzzle?
The one in this letter I found.
Would you mind if I had a look at that, Professor? Inspector. Puzzle 117, worth 760 picarats. There is a treasure hidden below one of the tiles in this room. The only clue is a handwritten note. Follow the arrow to find it. Which tile should you lift to find the treasure? Draw a circle around it with your stylus. Okay, so nothing is sneaky going on, I don't think. So there is an actual arrow somewhere. So... Oh! I think I see it. If you look carefully at the monkey picture, or piece of art, you see an arrow right here, meaning it's pointing down all the way over here. Because I don't see any other direct arrows, is there? So, from I think... Okay, that should be the answer.
Let's see if I've got this right.
Correct.
Just as I suspected.
Impressive! What a really lame pun, no offense. The monkey in the painting on the wall has an arrow hidden in its face. Puzzle 117 is now in your puzzle index. Sorry to say, Inspector, but this letter doesn't appear to have any relevance to your case.
Oh, just wonderful. Another prospective lead fizzles out. I'm at my wit's end, I tell you. Whatever you got to show me at the Thames Arms, it has to be more useful than that letter.
You got a figurine sticker for picture book number 3. And I think I have all the... No, I don't. Okay, let's walk down. And let's head right. Oh, guess what? It's Luke. Let's go talk to future Luke. I'm glad we finally met up with each other.
Where did you run off to?
I was doing a little investigating on my own, shadowing a suspicious woman I've seen in town. I saw her talking to you around town and decided someone needed to figure out who she was.
Oh, you must be talking about Cecilette.
Where did you last see her? I lost her at one point, but I just saw her again heading to this restaurant. Seconds later, I saw a friend of ours head in as well.
Oh, let me guess.
Don Palo. Okay, why did future Luke use a friend of ours, not Don Palo? Because future Luke should know who Don Palo is because of, you know, the diabolical box and the curious village, as he was the antagonist for both of them, for both of the video games there, isn't it? I'm beginning to wonder why I even bothered explaining. You guys seem to know it all already.
Well, we've been hard at work getting to the heart of the case too.
Excellent. I figured you two wouldn't just wait idly for me to return. So now what? All the players in our mystery are here. I think it's time to meet back up with Cecilette. Players in our mystery. What's the professor getting at? But first, there are puzzles that needs to be solved, and I won't leave them unsolved. So here we are, heading back, walking 3,000 kilometers to find a puzzle. Okay, let's go talk to, what's your face? Yeah, Seagull.
Say, why are you guys folks doing back here? Didn't I tell you? This place isn't safe to your kind.
We appreciate the warning, sir, but you won't need to worry. We just needed an eye out for danger. We'll keep an eye.
Well, at least you're trying to be cautious.
Puzzle. Puzzle 133 were 30 picarats. Below are 2 necklaces, 1 gold on the left and a silver on the right. By sliding the blocks around, can you get them to switch sides? Let's see. So I will be playing around to see what I can do. Okay, and next. That doesn't look right. Sorry if I'm boring you to death, I'm just playing around here. It's getting a bit difficult. And I don't understand why this is worth 30 picarats when all the other puzzles are like worth like 100. So that should go there. That goes... You know, I'm not a big fan of these moving around pieces to form... Well, that piece, so that piece has to go here, this piece has to go here, I believe. And I have no idea how you do that. So let's do this. I just went in a circle. What? No, I just messed up myself. Wow, I'm going for 185 steps right now. So what piece does go there? Okay.
so that's what goes there, I think. And then that goes there, this goes here, that goes there. Oh, how annoying. So now I have the red side, now I have to move around with the blue. Ugh. Okay, I think I have it actually. Here we go. And then that goes here. That goes here. Let's move that up. Close. Oh, it's quite slow. Oh, guess what? I just messed up there. There we go. No, did I make a mistake again? Okay. So what? Does that make sense? Doesn't it? What's wrong? I don't. Is there something wrong? You see, I don't see anything wrong. Maybe I'm just blind, but. Do you press submit? No. Below are 2 blocks. I still don't understand why this isn't correct. Oh, there we go.
That should do the trick.
That took a while.
Just as I suspected.
Fabulous jobs. Not too tough, huh? This took me over 300 steps. I think that's very difficult. Okay, alright. Let's head back to Chinatown, I suppose. And enter the gate. Here we are, back at the warehouse area. And this family goon has a puzzle. Moronzo is his name. Okay, puzzle. Puzzle 136, destination station. See the lines of trains heading down. I bet I can guess exactly which station that complete stranger is going to get off the train at. What train is the stranger riding? Circle the answer, A, B, C, or D, then tap submit. I see the line of trains heading down. See the lines trains heading down. I bet I can guess exactly which station the complete stranger is going to get off the train at. So, if you're riding the same train as the young land, as what the question is asking, we should know the answer. So if there's only one possible station for everyone left on the certain train to get off, well then everyone has to get off at that train station, right? So if you're heading towards the final station, you should know that all the passengers will get off there. So I think D, oh that's a big circle, D is the correct answer.
Here's my answer. Phew, that's a relief.
I don't think he's listening to you anymore, Luke. Let's leave him be. And guess what? Another puzzle, wow. Oh, curse this unfortunate soul of mine. Puzzle 140, the ripple effect, worth 25 picarats. The mass below and the photograph, or the image below, wow, I can't even read. The image below is a photograph of the surface of a pond a few moments after somebody threw a handful of pebbles.
Assuming no pebbles landed in the exact same spot, how many pebbles were thrown? All of the ripples captured in the photo came from the pebbles. Okay, sounds good. So from what I see, this is one pebble. This is another pebble. And then I think I see this pebble. Well, it's not parallel to the black one, so that's another pebble. And there's one pebble here. And then that also goes here. And then we see another few lines here. So far we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I think I see another. Yes, I see another one. So it is right here. If you see very carefully, it's like that. So there are 6 pebbles that were thrown. No, not 0. 6.
That should do the trick. Well, that's settled.
Right answer. Puzzle 140 is now in your puzzle index. Okay, so I think there are more puzzles that need to be solved. So let's head back and take the subway, I suppose, and head all the way to Flatsome Street, since I don't want to be walking. Seriously, do you have to pay to get on this subway station in London in this video game? Okay, let's walk straight. I have no idea where I'm going, so let's just head to this casino. So let's go talk to Mark again, I suppose. Oh yes, I knew it's a puzzle. Visiting this casino in the middle of the day? Some people have such poor impulse control. Well, considering that the sky is like all blackened near the casino, I can think that some people have confused, or were confused, that it's nighttime and they decide to go. Okay, so I guess there's a puzzle here. So, puzzle 142, the marked cup, worth 30 picarats. As seen in the upper left image below, you place 3 identical paper cups on the table and secretly marked the middle one, as shown by this blue arrow below. You then closed your eyes and told a friend, hide a coin under one of the cups, and switch the places of the other 2. When you open your eyes, the cups were rearranged as seen below. Which cup? A, B, C, or A, B, or C has the cup hidden underneath it? So which cup did not move? So he switched the place of 2 cups but left 1 untouched. And comparing the diagram, I don't see anything major except for the tear in the cup. But we all know that the marked cup did move, and the marked cup moved from the middle position from there to here, meaning that the cup in C must have moved somewhere, right? So, meaning it moved here. So they switched places, and so therefore, the coin must be under A.
How about this?
Ta-ta!
I knew it!
Yay! The puzzle, or coin, is under cup A. Okay, sounds good. So Mark is always at the casino, huh? And we got another toy car. Route, I suppose. And I guess now we can go back to the Thames Arms. By heading... oh, whoops, wrong place. Follow the arrows. Yes. And it's Layman again. I swear, don't these people ever walk around? They just stand here all day long, don't they? And we have solved 139 puzzles. Wow, that's a lot. And Subject 3 is still there. And okay, so let's go head in, I suppose. Okay, so let's go talk to Cecilette's.
Celeste, I mean, I keep pronounced her name wrong, haven't I?
Celeste. Oh, I'm so relieved you all made it all right.
I couldn't, well, very well let myself get caught before hearing about the secrets you mentioned.
Something tells me you already figured it all out for yourself, am I right? Huh? Professor, is that true?
Layton, if you know something, spit it out.
All concerned parties seem to have been in attendance, so I'll try my best to explain things as I can.
It's taken time, but I believe I've finally made sense of the bizarre events we've witnessed here.
You've worked it all out?
For the most part.
Come on then, out with it!
Yes, of course. I have much to say about this city and its secrets. The London we are presently in, this London of the future, is a fake.
Really?
More precisely, it's a set designed to make us believe that we've traveled 10 years into the future. Because, you see, there is no time machine. Not here, not anywhere.
What?
We were all led to believe that the clock shop was a portal to the future. But the truth about that shop is in some ways just as bewildering. The back room of the clock shop is no time machine. It's a lift leading down into the earth. Whoa. You mean to say we're underground right now? Precisely. You may have heard of subterranean caverns, as some of them house ancient ruins. Some experts theorize that these caverns pepper the entire Earth. What I've seen here leads me to conclude that Dimitri used one such cavern to build this false London.
Dimitri sure has a lot of money, doesn't he?
It's as if we're standing in the largest film set ever created.
What? I can hardly believe it.
So Dimitri is behind all this then? But why?
That question stumped me as well.
Why would he go to such pains to make us believe we're in the future?
It doesn't make sense, unless convincing people of this is the key to achieving his ultimate goal.
What kind of goal requires a setup like that?
It's simple. It seems that Dimitri never gave up his original dream of building a time machine. But though he poured all his energy into achieving this feat, the task was too large for one man. He needed other scientists to support his project, so he turned to the greatest minds in London. But to keep the scientists working for him, they needed to believe that they were in the future.
Why?
Think about it, Luke. Dimitri couldn't imprison the scientists, not in the conventional sense. After all, who knows what kind of work they would produce under those circumstances? No, Dimitri needed a different approach to compel the scientists to complete his research. The scientists had to want the time machine to work as much as Dimitri did. So he told them that they had been shot forward 10 years in time, stranded a decade from home.
And that is why they have subway stations, I see.
Dimitri misled the scientists, telling them that the time machine was an unfinished project. They thought they were stranded, and that the machine was their only hope of returning home.
Ah, so that's why they were so willing to follow orders.
That's all I've been able to work out. Perhaps our friend here can fill us in on the rest.
I see you've caught on. Excellent work as always, Herschel.
The family uses this establishment as a hideout. Therefore, it seemed a bit odd that the bartender didn't so much as raise an eyebrow when we walked in.
I have to give credit where it's due. I never imagined you'd work out so much of the plan yourself. I suppose I've no choice but to shut you up for good.
Dimitri Allen, you've been watching us the whole time?
I wish to challenge too, Professor.
Bumbling lawmen have no part of this conversation. But bumbling? I'll show you bumbling.
It would be wise for you to stay right where you are. You see, I've laced this restaurant with enough explosives to level the place.
Are you out of your mind?
We'll all die, even you.
Oh, no, 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 no.
I'm going to walk out of this place unharmed. You see, by pressing the switch here, I've activated a series of sensors embedded in the floor. The sensors don't respond to my movement, but still trigger the charge the second you touch one.
This place is a minefield.
I see you've been catching on. Now I'm going to stroll out that door and leave the lot of you behind. Stay as long as you like. Just remember that you decide to leave, you'll see your fate. It would seem like you've bested me, Dimitri, but there's no challenge to be had here.
Not exactly, Professor.
This piece of paper contains the location of every sensor in the room. All you need to do is know how to find them. Well then, I suppose it makes more of a fair contest. Find all the sensors. Oh, it's like mine. It's like, what's that game called? I don't remember. Minecraft? No, not Minecraft. Minesweeper, yes. Find all the sensors. The number written above on the left of the map indicates the number of sensors presented in each column and row respectively. Alright, so let's use the memo pad. So here's a person, so we know that this column has none. This column also has none. And this column has 4. This column is 5, meaning that there's 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. Okay. So, let's see. So, here we have a mine, here we have a mine, here we have a mine, and here we have a mine. And then here there are 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, meaning that there is 3 here, so there's no more mines here, 4, so there's 2 more, so I'm guessing I'll figure out that later. There's 3 here, and there's 3 here, meaning that there'll be 4 here, meaning that there needs to be 1 more, and that'd be here, and then there's 0 here, and I think that is correct. So let's mark it. 1, 2, 3. Oh, oops. 1, 2. Ah, there we go. It's just like a Voltorb flip from Pokemon. If you sort of understand that concept, this shouldn't be really difficult at all. And there's 4 here, so 2 here, and there's 5 here. So that should be the correct answer, I suppose. So there are 3 here, 5 here, 0 here, 5. Okay, I shall submit. Oh ho, well done, Herschel. It was foolish of me to make this so easy for you. Well then, What? Luke, look at the positions of these sensors. Now flip the drawing over. What does it spell? Oh, lie! Does that mean what I think it means? This map is a sense of the sensors is a lie, isn't it? We were going to walk straight into the sensors and die.
You monster!
Unless there weren't any sensors to begin with.
What?
That's it, Dimitri, isn't it? It's true you've done some evil things, but you're not a killer. You just wanted to keep us busy so you could make your escape. Okay, let's talk to Dimitri.
I should have known I wouldn't fool you, Herschel.
I've worked things out on my own this far, but I need you to help make sense of the rest. You must have had some reason for concocting a scheme this wild.
I had a very good reason. It all started about 10 years ago. Bill Hawks and I were friends and colleagues. We worked in the same lab researching time travel. Our research meant everything to us. We poured our hearts and souls into uncovering the secrets of space and time. After months of progress, we had built ourselves a prototype time machine. It was finally time to test our work with a human subject. Bill thought we should use Claire as the first test subject. She was our lab assistant. I, of course, vehemently opposed this idea. I loved her too, you see. And though she didn't return my feelings, I didn't want to risk her getting hurt in the experiment. Around this time, I noticed a flaw in the design of our machine. I begged Bill to postpone the experiment, but he wouldn't hear of it. Sometime after the accident, unbeknownst to me, Bill had made a deal to sell the technology behind the machine's power source. Apparently, a large corporation had offered him a very impressive sum. Bill knew the machine wasn't ready for a human subject, but he needed to demonstrate its viability. We all know the tragic results of his decision. By the time I realized Bill planned to go ahead with the experiment, it was too late to stop. What have you done? Because of Bill's greed, Claire was lost to me forever. Life is full of cruel twists. In the blink of an eye, I lost my life's work and the love of my life. To say I was a broken man would be an understatement. Bill, on the other hand, made a full recovery from his injuries. He also completed the deal with the corporation, pocketing more money than most people see in a lifetime. He used his newfound fortune to climb the political ladder to the very top. He killed Claire and was rewarded with the most powerful seat in government. If that's not a cruel joke, I don't know what it is. I can't pretend I wasn't bitter, and it was this bitterness that sent me back to my research. I thought that if I could travel to the past, I could rob Bill of all that he had won. Oh, of course, there was another reason why I wanted to go back in time, to save Claire from her fate. Surely you understand, Herschel.
Claire is no longer with us. There's nothing anyone can do to turn back time.
Do you really believe that?
I don't want to, but I do. I have just one more question for you.
What is it?
Someone's been using you as a pawn. Are you aware of this?
What are you talking about?
Someone here masterminded a scheme even more awful than yours, Dimitri. And that person is there!
I think you're mistaken, Professor.
No, there's no mistake here, and there's no hiding it anymore, Luke. Or should I call you Clive? It took some time to put together the pieces of your plan, but when I finally understood it all, the sheer evil of it sent a chill down my spine.
What is he talking about, Clive?
You kept your true intentions hidden from everyone, Clive. Even your partner, Dimitri.
What are you saying, Herschel?
Clive was aiming for revenge on a massive scale, and you were nothing more than a pawn, Dimitri.
Tremendous work, Professor! You found me out.
Stop speaking in
Clive, you lived next door to the lab that exploded 10 years ago. You were just a child then. That blast demolished half of the building you lived in. Reports indicate that 10 people were killed in the explosion, 2 of whom were your parents. It must have been a terrible shock. In the span of a few seconds, you lost your family and your home. When the initial shock wore off, it was replaced with anger. You became obsessed with exacting revenge on those who had wronged you. You were lucky enough to be adopted by a kindly woman in her golden years, Constance Dove. Miss Dove's extreme kindness was matched in scale only by the enormous fortune she possessed. You two lived quite happily as a family for a time. Sadly, it wasn't to last. Miss Dove departed from this world 5 short years later, leaving her fortune to you. Before long, you graduated from secondary school and took a part-time job at a prominent newspaper. Considering your sizable inheritance, I don't think you took the job for pocket money. You were searching for something. Using the newspaper's resources, you finally hunted down the men responsible for your misery. You knew that both Bill Hawks and Dimitri Allen were responsible for the explosion. Armed with this information, you concocted a plan to avenge your parents. First, you befriended Dimitri and convinced him to resume his research on the time machine. Then, you used your inheritance to set up this elaborate facsimile of London. With your stage in place, you used your contacts in the press to find the best scientists in the country. After all, you would need quite a bit of help to complete this time machine. You then proceeded to lure these brilliant men into your trap. However, unbeknownst to Dimitri, most of your staff were not working on the time machine.
What?
Clive had secretly reassigned many of the scientists to a different project. You might think of it as his pet project.
We don't have all day, Layton. What was the second project?
A weapon designed to cause destruction.
A weapon? Is this true, Clive?
And I thought scientists were supposed to be observant. While you focused on your machine, I had a different goal. Though some may call it revenge, I prefer to think of it as justice over single-minded scientists and corrupt politicians.
What are you saying, Clive?
Enough explanations. Let me show you.
Professor, what are we going to do? He has Florand.
Layton, look over there!
Where?
Oh.
Quickly, move to higher ground.
Professor, what is that thing?
It seems as if Clive's been working on some sort of mobile fortress.
Flora's trapped up in there and we've got to save her.
and it's getting very, very late. And I think I'll end my Let's Play here. Until next time, we will continue and almost finish this game. Until next time, bye-bye.